is public. Hi, everyone. I'm going to let Lee Cheek take over from here on the introductions. And we're getting this started a little bit late. We're trying something new, and it hasn't been working right. So.
We are.
Okay, go take it away,
Good morning.
Lee.
Good morning. Welcome to Gardening Tips Live. I'm Lee Cheek. I'm a master gardener with my master gardener friends, Amy Hahn, Margot Emery, and Brian Townsend. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Sorry we've had a little technical difficulty. Please click into the video if you want to make some comments and you've got some questions to ask us that we can help with, hopefully. And we look forward to talking about our gardens today. Well, it's been kind of hot this week. We've do you need to share something, Amy? With
I'm getting it shared right now.
Very good. Well done.
Running a little bit late.
Okay.
Later than usual.
Very good. Well done.
Please click into the video to comment. And let's see, resources. Okay, let me go hit post that. And now it should show up on the Gardening Tips group and we can pin it to featured. It's always an adventure.
Yeah, I do see us.
Oh, yay!
Hi.
Glad you're here, Margot. Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not in charge because I'd make a big mess of it. So thank you both.
Oh, it takes
I've already made my mess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Lee was gonna, host the Zoom meeting for this, and things weren't working right, and so
they were not.
We got started a little bit late.
We did get started,
but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so if you saw us at our attempts, that's okay.
That's okay. Thank you for hanging in.
Thank you for hanging with us.
Yes.
And we will get things going.
Yep, exactly. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And so what we're looking at is our some pictures that I took this morning. And last week we talked about it was our last week to do our Chelsea chop. And the week before I'd done a Chelsea chop on this brown-eyed Susan. And as you can see, it is fleshing out with new flowers after the Chelsea chop. And so I thought that was a good thing to share, that it worked, Amy. And it worked fairly quickly, within a week. Yeah. So anyway, so that's a good thing. And then the black-eyed Susans are in full bloom. And the nice thing, lovely thing about black-eyed Susans is that they start blooming this time of year in mid-late July, and they usually bloom through the frost, especially if you deadhead them. But a lot of times they do great even when you don't. Although there's been a few people on Facebook that have commented on they've had something eating their black-eyed Susans. But that means that you have a good ecological garden, because things are living in it.
Yes.
Yep. So anyway, and so these are some of my brown-eyed Susans. One of the reasons I tend to chop them back is because this is just about 4 feet tall. And when it's 4 feet tall, it then has a tendency, when it rains or winds, to fall over. And so by chopping it back, what happens is then it gets stronger when it's not so tall.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are there other plants you can do that with?
Oh, almost any flowering plant you can do that with.
Oh, lovely.
I
Yeah.
wish I could do it with my tall elderberries, and I don't believe I can, but the
Okay.
wind really takes it out
Mhm.
of them.
Does it? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some flowers just do one flush of blooms and then they're done.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
don't think it works well with those, but
But
oh, hi, April.
I,
Glad
yeah,
you're with us.
thank you.
Cynthia's with us
April.
too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Glad you could
Go
be
ahead,
here.
Lee.
Okay. So anyway, so yeah, so I can do it with zinnias. I can do it with annuals. I can do it with perennials. I'd taken a class about native plants, and they talked about, your native plants getting really tall. Uh,
Mhm.
and that was one of the things to make them stronger is to give them a fresh cut, like a Chelsea chop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is it? Cynthia's saying the Chelsea Flower Show is in early to mid June,
Yeah.
but we are in a different climate than they are.
Yeah.
And so we do have a little bit longer
Chelsea
window to
chop.
do the
Yep.
Chelsea chop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And then I had some volunteer tomatoes come up, and
Mhm.
they are producing tomatoes.
Is there any way to make your picture screen like full screen?
Um,
What happens if you click the expand arrow at the bottom,
It
or does that mess you up for other things?
it
that
does.
zoom in worked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that helped.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Very
yeah,
good.
that's better. Oh, that's much better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my asters are
Mm,
starting to bloom, but they're another one that is a really tall plant.
mhm.
Um, and this is probably 3.5 feet tall.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So, that's the thing
Mhm.
about natives is sometimes they're big plants.
Some of them
They're
are.
they're they're going towards the sun. Yeah.
But I think you can chop those, but is it too
Yes.
late?
No, yeah, you can chop them.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I
Because
wouldn't go
especially
much later than
especially
now
yeah,
for
so
doing a chop.
well also they're a fall blooming plant.
Yeah.
And so, they're just starting to bloom.
hmm
And so you can chop them back. Yes.
Okay,
Now, yeah. You've got a later chop period.
good.
Yeah. And then my tomatoes, and I've got another volunteer here
Oh, sweet.
that is producing tomatoes
Mhm.
for me.
I love the look of oh, what is it? The different colors, the
Yeah.
different ripenesses on the
Uh-huh.
same bract. They're
Yeah.
so pretty.
Yeah. So anyway, and then my last daylilies bloomed yesterday. And so now they're
Mm.
done. Now, you can leave them just like they are if you want, but I'm probably going to go through and chop all of the dead blooms off. And one of the things I do with using a lot of native plants and things with deep roots is I don't tend to water them,
Mhm.
but I'm thinking that I need to water these daylilies.
Mhm. Well, it's been so dry
It has been so dry.
and
Yeah.
hot.
And hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yep. And then just getting ready to bloom is my world sunflowers, which is another native.
Mm.
They are in this next week. You can see the buds. They are just about ready to bloom pretty yellow flowers. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So anyway, and then another plant that I did a Chelsea chop on. This is a variety of lamb's ear
Mhm.
that's green instead of gray. And I did a Chelsea chop on it, and it produced some new blooms.
Nice.
Just by deadheading, which I thought was very interesting. That usually doesn't happen for me with lamb's ear.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah, that's nice.
okay, I'm gonna stop. That was end of my
Yeah, I'm trying to find a reference about the world sunflower, and it's been a little bit
Oh
hard to
yeah.
find.
Yeah, it was interesting. They were on the endangered list in 1914 I'm sorry, 2014. And
Okay.
I had gotten some at a plant swap,
Mhm.
and but I didn't realize how tall they would be. So
Uh-huh.
in sun, they can be up to 8 foot tall.
Do you know if it's also known as the Appalachian sunflower?
I do not
So I
know.
found that.
Is it world sunflower we're looking for?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
world
Okay,
sunflower.
I'll look too. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, Susan says hi.
Hi,
Hi, Susan.
Susan. Glad you're with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
I'm going to put up the reference I found, you know, it's Helianthus atrorubens.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found a reference to world sunflower at the Environmental Conservation Online System by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Okay.
Ah,
I'll post that.
Do they list the scientific name? So
They
maybe we can make
do.
sure we've got. Oh, that.
Helianthus verticillatus.
Okay, so the one I found isn't the right one.
And I mispronounced that verticillius,
Yeah.
but
Common names are sometimes hard. Okay, now I'm going to look up that name with extension in the
yeah.
search and see what I can find. Okay, so new cultivars boost conservation of endangered plant. That looks like an interesting article. I will put that up
okay. Thank
in the
you.
group. Yes, and that is definitely what you've got. So very interesting. And I might actually delete the reference I put up that's to the wrong plant.
Okay. Thank you.
So now
Yeah.
we've got
Yeah.
the
So it's
right plant.
working with natives is very interesting, and it is
Mhm.
sometimes hard to find the scientific name
Yes.
of them. Yeah. Sometimes that's one of my problems. I use Google Lens a lot
Mm-hmm.
to find flowers. And
Right.
and especially at a plant swap where you really don't know
Mm-hmm.
what you're getting. I had where a person said that they were giving me swamp milkweed,
Yeah.
but it turned out to be dog pain.
Oh, dog bane. Yeah. Right. And sometimes people, what is it? They've been told the wrong thing.
Right, exactly.
And so you have to,
Yeah,
you do have to do your own searching.
yeah,
The other thing is common names can be um, different plants can have the same common name.
yes, they can. Oh yeah,
And so that can be
Buttercup.
really confusing.
it can. It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what is
So,
it?
mhm.
And it's not just with native plants
Right.
that there can be problems. Yeah.
Yep.
So common names, it's good to find the scientific name if you can.
Absolutely. And then
Yeah.
also you can then find what the origin of the plant is.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things growing in our yards
Hmm.
that came from Europe.
Yes.
Yes.
And I've definitely found that with bugs too.
And
That
weeds. Mhm.
what is it? Something's called something in a post. I have even seen it, regrettably, I've seen syrphid flies called bees, even in some extension posts, which is regrettable. Because syrphid flies don't sting and can't sting. And so, yeah. But that's a whole nother story. Oh, let's see. So, what is it? You're done with the slideshow. Do I have any photos to show? Because I might have a couple for this week.
Oh, you
I've
do?
not
Okay.
organized them in any way.
Did you not? Okay.
I
Well, that's
didn't.
okay.
I should have.
No.
Well, unorganized might be even more fun.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, you might see
exactly.
some stuff I don't intend
Impromptu.
you to see
Ooh.
from my personal life.
And
Not that
here's
I
a
have
picture of
anything
my
really
husband.
dangerous. Okay, so I'm gonna go
Meeting
ahead
with
and
his
share
friends. Yeah.
this. Speaking of black-eyed Susans,
Oh.
I
Oh,
had a really lovely
beautiful.
green striped sweat bee just
Oh, a sweat
enjoying
bee.
itself.
It is
I,
enjoying itself.
yeah, and so it posed really nicely for me.
It did pose very
Yeah,
nicely. Well
and so
done.
that's lovely. And what is it? I glanced over at my parsley plants
Uh-huh.
the other day and I saw these little creatures. Do you see that? It's black at both ends. It's a little
Yeah.
caterpillar,
Oh.
Oh,
and it's
good.
the first instar of the black swallowtail caterpillar.
Oh, is it?
Yes, and so
Oh.
there were several of them. Oh,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
same picture of the same one. That's a
Yeah.
recipe that I'm working on. That's a puzzle I did. You can't see that one. That's my
Yeah.
exercise routine. That is an accidental screenshot. Oh, this is a
That's where
picture I
Dr.
took
Wise
for my
There
is.
is
husband of a weed
bindweed.
that he can
Yeah.
always remove.
Uh-huh.
So this is
And this is,
bindweed.
it's a
Yeah.
good pause here to talk about what we're seeing because you see a flower and you think, oh, it might be a
Yes.
morning glory. It might be a good thing.
Yeah. And it is in the morning glory
It
family.
is
It
in the
is a
morning glory.
morning
Yes.
glory,
It is a morning glory. Yeah.
but it is a perennial morning glory that will cover every day.
Everything. Yes.
Yeah.
And it will
And,
actually bind up a plant and kill
mhm.
it.
Right.
Yes.
It'll cover a plant and kill it.
Yeah.
I understand it got its name from actually binding up combines,
Oh my gosh.
like for harvesting
Oh.
corn,
Oh.
just because of how aggressively it covers things. Yeah.
Oh, how
And then
interesting.
this is another weed I told my husband he could always remove if he sees it. This is
Ooh,
horse
need gloves for
nettle
that one. Yeah.
with its
It's
nice
got thorns.
spikes. I mean, it has beautiful lavender flowers.
It does.
And
Yeah.
this is some strange thing that happened this week one day.
It looks like
We
it's
had
raining.
water falling out of the sky.
Oh,
Yeah. We haven't had very much of that recently.
yeah, yeah. I was over at the church and they got 3 inches
Mhm.
and I got
Whoa,
less than
three
an eighth of an
inches.
inch. Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got maybe a half inch this past week.
Yeah.
But we have over an inch predicted for the next week, so I hope it actually comes.
Right.
Okay, that's another puzzle I did. And I think was this from last week or is this a new picture?
It's got a little bee in it.
Yeah, this is the cup plant.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I think this is from
That's
last
last
week.
week. Yeah.
Okay, so those were my pictures
Oh,
for
very good.
this week.
Thank you.
Because I'm always out there I should stop sharing.
Okay.
I'm always out there taking some pictures.
Oh, nice.
And so
It's good to
I
take
try to catch
pictures.
interesting things. I
Yeah.
did actually move the um, caterpillars to the parsley plants they're on are really tiny.
Ah, okay.
And I actually moved them to some bigger parsley plants I had in a different area.
Yeah, they
Since
all,
I tore the little leaves they were sitting on because
yeah.
there
Yeah.
was no picking them up. They're too tiny.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
going to ask how you transferred them without harming them. Did you
Yeah, I
balance
just
that
tore the
leaf?
little piece of the
leaf off.
leaf off the parsley
That's good.
and then moved them that way.
I
Oh,
They'll
have
be happy on the other parsleys. Okay, Susan.
bronze
Oh,
fennel.
Susan's
I have some.
lemon tree is hard. She
Oh,
is having some a fine web on the lemon tree. If it's a spider, it's not of concern. If you're seeing some small white
yeah.
bugs on it, that would be not white flies. No. If you're seeing some really small bugs on the backs of the leaves that are spider mites, that
I
could
used
be
to
a
have
problem.
container citrus, and that's a problem. It's
Yeah,
often more a problem in winter, but you've got to get on it and treat it.
right. So, what insecticidal soap works, just be careful how hot it is when you do it. The other thing I've heard that can help with that is you spray it with the insecticidal soap according to directions and then rinse it with water maybe an hour later because it's a contact kill
Would
on
you
the
want to do
pads.
that when it's not intensely sunny, or does that
Yes, I
matter?
would do it like in the evening when it's cooler.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it when it's in the sun. So you could see how that works. I mean, I know the Susan, I know your lemon tree has had been an issue. Yeah. She's been hard to see. Um,
Is it web just in one spot, Susan, or is it kind of in several different places?
mhm, yeah. And there is like a 10-second delay or something like that
Yeah.
between when we say something and when Susan will actually see it. So,
She says several different places, so yeah.
okay. Yeah, I would try the insecticidal soap. Just do it in the evening and keep it in make sure it's in the shade when you do it.
And she clarified it's just one place, so
Oh,
that
just
could
one
be a
place.
persistent
Okay.
spider.
Yeah, so it could be a spider.
Yeah.
Yeah, because spider mites tend to be more webs throughout if you have that much of a case of of a case of them. So, um, sometimes you can take like a magnifying lens and you can actually see the spider mites. They are pretty tiny. Um, okay, so another thing we'd planned on talking about, and let me see if I can get to my reference about it. What is it? Um, if you're, we were going to talk about Tennessee Valley Fair a little bit because we're still in a window that you can plant things to be ready for the Tennessee Valley Fair. If you plant fall crops now, you should have some good fruit by the time the fair comes. But it is a thing to think about now. So let me share my screen and I'll go ahead and walk through how to find the information. Okay, so let me go here. Um, the website is, so this is the Tennessee Valley Fair website. And let me hide my bookmarks so you all see more of more of the screen. So it's www.tennesseevalleyfair.org, and I'll just put it in the comments here. So everyone's got that. And as you see this home screen, you would click on competitions to get the information. And I find, so there's a couple places you can go. So if you go down here, all the vegetable stuff is under horticulture. So let's get down to horticulture. Well, there's the giant pumpkins. If you click on information here, it takes you to the sheet with all the information about that contest. So if you're doing giant vegetables, you have to drop them off on Thursday, September 4th. And there's the time window. And there's the instructions for registering it. But here's all the different vegetables that you could enter in the giant vegetables. So if you have a giant sweet potato or a really large pepper or cucumber, you can enter those. And then, so let's find, and then the horticulture information is here, and that is a big section. And so the drop off for that is Thursday, September 4th also. The senior citizens, they do have a special senior citizens category.
And you shared a pro tip that if you are a senior citizen,
Mhm.
often the entries in those categories are a little bit fewer and sparser, and you've got a better chance of winning.
Right, yes. The other thing about them, okay, so you can enter hay, tobacco, field corn, but if I know most of the folks here, you're probably going to be interested in these categories. So what you want to be sure is if you're planning on entering, you do have to bring it the day it needs to be brought. And then you have to bring the right number of things.
Yeah.
So sweet potatoes, you have to have 4 sweet potatoes, but onions, you have to have 6 onions. So different crops, you have to have different amounts. So if they're bell peppers, you only need 3, but if they're hot peppers, you have to have 6. Or banana peppers, you have to have 6.
Yeah, 20 beans. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 beans, but beans are tiny. Now, 10 pods of okra, you know.
That means you probably need to have 10 plants in order to be able to grow
Right,
that
you
much
probably
okra.
have to have several plants.
Yeah.
And one of the
And
things
probably, yeah, you know,
yeah,
yeah.
they really judge on uniformity of size, shape, and color, freedom from defects, and something that's true to its variety.
And one of the
Hmm.
I know when I was in high school, we did
Hmm.
a lot of competition with and one of the things you had to sort of is manage your crops really well so
Hmm.
that on the day that you're going to take them in, they're ready in perfect size. And
Yes.
so, like, for example, a lot of times we were chopping things back 2 weeks before so that we had just the right and then managing
Hmm.
the week before that was due to
Yeah.
ensure that it was perfect on the day that we were going to
Right. Like if you're doing summer squash,
yes,
that would be something. What is it? If it was maturing several weeks, but if it was starting to make squash several weeks before, you might want to take those off and encourage it to produce them later.
correct,
Yeah,
exactly,
things like that.
yeah,
The other thing to be aware of, let me go back up
because
here.
they love, sort of
Mhm.
you look at the grocery store, you look at, it's gonna be it's gonna be, 8 inches long and just, about an inch in diameter. And that's a perfect squash
Uh-huh.
versus, you're not going to win with a clown shoe. Yeah.
Right, with a really big one. The other thing is you can register online, and if you register early enough, they will mail you the tags to put on your things. I know I had an issue where I brought my things last minute, and some of them got mislabeled.
I remember that. It was
Oops.
peppers, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I didn't double check because I was busy getting the master gardener table set up, and so, oops. And so I let someone else put the tags on my stuff, and
Oh,
yeah, and so they weren't the right thing for the category. But the
uh-huh.
person who put the tags on didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's all those, so make sure you bring the right numbers. Also, if you're a senior citizen, and they count senior citizens 60 years and older, you just have to bring a pair, and you can bring it the morning of Senior Day, which is the Tuesday of the fair.
Oh,
So you only have to bring a pair of tomatoes or a pair of cherry tomatoes, which is sort of funny in the containers, in the baskets. So
um,
that's sort of a nice one.
And when you go to the fair, these are all on the second story of the Jacobs building, is that right?
Yes.
And that's where the master gardener table will be, so come and
Hmm.
say hey.
Yeah, come and say hi if you go. So that's those vegetables. There are youth categories. If you have children, um, they're open to, what is it? There's youth 12 and under, and then there's junior category for older, I think, what is it? Under the age of 18. So there's some that are involved in 4-H and FFA, and then some that don't have to be. So that is a really cool page. There's also canning competitions, just whatever you're looking at submitting things on. There's photography competitions, livestock competitions, um,
needlepoint. Yeah.
needlepoint, pet show, all sorts of stuff. art,
Quilts.
quilts, canning. I think I
Yes.
already said
I have
canning.
Flower arranging.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a cool one.
So there's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So take time now and look through it, and seeing like with the photography, what kind of categories are there? And with most of these competitions, there is some prize money involved. It's not a lot of money, but it's fun and interesting.
I remember in high school, our FFA group got the overall show, and we got a huge, big trophy.
Oh, nice.
That was like 2.5 feet tall.
Yeah. And like for this, they give you how it needs to be mounted,
mhm,
all those things, so they can display it.
yeah, and it's good to
All
follow the
sorts of
instructions.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think there's a category that's wildlife or nature or something like that. In oh, yeah, animals, plants, birds, insect, that's black and white. Oh, there's also professional and non-professional categories.
Ooh, look at down there at the senior youth.
Mhm.
The overall best in show gets a
Right.
dollar gift certificate to
To
Jerry's
Jerry's
Art.
Artorama.
Oh, that's a nice
And
thing.
if you're an artist of any sort, Jerry's is a wonderland.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to the fair to see these categories, I mentioned the vegetables, fruits, giant things are on the second floor of the Jacobs building, but Brian is in another building where the flower show is and a lot of the quilts and competitions. What's the name of that building?
The
That's a
Kerr
Kerr
building.
building.
Kerr building. So
Kerr
go there
building.
too. Yeah.
But it is good to be thinking about it now.
Yes. Miss
looking at-
Amy,
Yes.
did you tell them that registration's already open?
Oh, registration is open. That's why we're mentioning it. And you can register, and they're not going to come and smack your hand if you end up having a crop failure before the time. But so you can register for the things that you're planning on submitting. And if you really have those things ready, you can take them. And if you don't, it would be nice to say, I had a crop fail, go to them and say you had a crop failure, but you don't have to. But yeah, they really, it makes it much easier for them if you're able to bring them with the tags already on them than them having to do that the day of the submission day, because there's a lot of people bringing stuff.
More efficient. Yeah.
Yes. And you don't have to buy a ticket to the fair to submit things for the competitions. And what is it? If you enter a competition and want to know how you placed, you can tag me on on any of my posts here and say, hey, could you see how my whatever did, my squash did or my peppers did? And I'll go over to the table and check for you. Because it is hard to know unless you have someone going by and checking, because they don't do a public announcement about that. But I'm going to be at our Master Gardener table at the fair quite a bit that week, and I can just go over and look and check it out
There'll
and
be an extension
see how things are
table
doing.
too.
Hmm?
There'll be an extension table too, probably right beside us, with
Yes.
Rylan Thompson and others. So if you have any general extension questions, they're there. And Miss Amy had competitions or contests at our table last year.
Oh yeah, we had some games.
Yeah, and people loved them. What were
Yeah,
they
and
like?
we're planning on doing that this year. We'll have some games, and I'm not sure, but we're going to try to have some seeds to give away like we did last year for people who come and play the games with us. And, you can bring any gardening questions. We will probably have some of this year's fruit and veggie calendars to give away. And the resources in them are still, still good, and the reminders are good, but just the dates will be a little bit off for next year. But they're still a useful resource, even next year. But they're not actually printed until December, so there's no way we can have them at the fair for the next
I'll
year.
put a link to it
Yes,
in our
wonderful.
our
Mhm.
post.
Okay.
Always a good thing to have that calendar.
We
Yeah,
also wanted to touch on mid-season gardening about what you
oh,
might need to
yes.
do with your vegetable plants, your mulch, your
Mhm.
fertilizer right now.
Yes.
It's
So one of the things I think we already talked about is deadheading, cutting off dead flowers. Um, Many plants that really helps. Um, you can cut off anything that's dead on a plant, you can cut off. Just I will warn you, if you have clematis, there's nothing that looks more dead than a dormant clematis. So some of them are the ones that some clematis you cut to the ground every year, but some you don't. And if you have the kind that you don't cut to the ground every year, um, don't cut them off, even if they look dead. Um, it is really hard to tell with them. And with our drought, they might have gone dormant earlier, because some plants
yeah,
do.
because it's in the 90s. You need 1 to 2 inches of water.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
and
Uh,
fertilizing is a good thing with
Well, moderate fertilizing.
fertilizing. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Brian.
on testing uh, branches, stems,
Mm-hmm.
you could do the scratch test on that to see if there's any green underneath the bark.
Yeah. The clematis pieces are so thin. Sometimes when you go
Okay,
to do the scratch test, you'll accidentally break them. So I just leave them, and then the next spring I do cleanup after they've started to sprout.
yeah.
You
Do
know,
you
just the
prune them
ones
to
that you
do
need to.
you do you prune to allow bees to lay eggs in the hollow stems?
Not not specific, not for the clematis because they're not
Okay.
hollow.
Okay.
But I will cut back things like coneflowers and things like that, and you do end up with some stems. Um, yeah, but that kind of cutting back is you leave like a foot to a foot and a half of plant material there when you cut it back.
And I
And
want
that
to
gives spaces for the mason bees to make their nests
That's important. I was
in
going to
those plant
interject just
stems.
briefly to say that you and I are West Tennessee girls. We're from Memphis and we
Yes,
say clematis. Here, there's a rival faction that says clematis. So if
right,
you're listening to us, we are talking about clematis.
right. And if you look them up, it lists both pronunciations. So there's not a single pronunciation. Like pointy or peony or peony
Peony.
is another one. Yes, that has multiple pronunciations.
Cynthia is
Um,
asking, she cuts her clematis to the ground every winter.
okay,
Might
there's
not be doing that.
different classes of clematis, and some of them you do cut down to the ground every year. But some of them, if you cut them to the ground, they won't bloom. They bloom on second year wood. So, Cynthia, if yours is blooming nicely and you're cutting it to the ground every year, that is the type that probably needs that kind of pruning. Um, but it is really hard to tell just looking at one which type it is. Yeah, if it blooms on the new wood, cutting it back to the ground every year is the way to go. And it's so much easier. The type that blooms on the older wood um, is just a little fussier,
And delicate, yeah.
yeah, and more delicate. So yes, so you're doing good. Yeah, if
Yeah.
that works for the clematis you have, that's the type that's the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Thank you for the thumbs up.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Lee, you were going to say something about fertilizing.
Yeah, so moderately fertilizing this
Mhm.
time of year is really good. It's mid-season, you know. I one of the fertilizers I use is I put my banana peels in water
Mhm.
and I let it set a week. And then I will water my tomatoes.
Yeah.
So I get more
So that's
bloom.
just a real gentle.
Yeah, it's a very gentle fertilizer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Okay.
want to, you do not want to like go sprinkle 10, 10, 10 on everything.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is way more serious than you
Mhm.
think right there. When you obviously when you're talking about just the composted banana peels in the water right there, that is fine good because just
Mhm.
like Miss Amy said, you have a low count on
Yes.
your fertilizer
Mhm.
percentage right there, and that's what people need to see right there. We do it
Right.
low organic
Low numbers.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. But people are too quick thinking they need to green up their plants and stuff,
Mhm.
and they will go buy some 14, 6, 12, and they will
Mhm.
scatter it out there like they would do in the springtime, and they
Yeah.
wonder why they got burned.
Mhm.
Yeah. True.
Right. And particularly with the irregular rainfall,
Yes.
you know, a high number of fertilizer, like this time of year, me personally, I would want to look for something that's the numbers were around 5
Yeah.
if I were going to fertilize. And I wouldn't just sprinkle it, I would just put a little fertilizer. It's called side dressing.
Yeah.
So I would put it, you know, a couple inches, because the plants will have roots that go out
Right.
from the plant, and just do a side dressing
And
of
I
fertilizer.
also like using worm castings.
Worm castings are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're a real gentle fertilizer.
And at the UT Gardens, we use fish fertilizer, but
Fish emulsion.
I've not been able to find that locally yet.
Oh, okay. Is
Oh,
it a granular fertilizer that's fish?
No, it's a liquid.
Oh, it's a liquid.
fish emulsion, you
Uh,
can find that. Look at
Yeah.
Mayo's, look at Not So Greenhouse and Seed.
Mayos, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
think
And I
one
know that.
brand of that fish emulsion is Alaska. Is one
Yeah.
brand, but
That's one of the big,
I'm not picking
Neptune.
them over anybody else. That's just the one I've seen.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Neptune's Harvest also.
We used it a lot in California.
Mm, yeah,
And I
that
could
makes
find it
sense.
at the big
Okay.
box stores.
That's why California is splitting and falling into the ocean.
Susan says she gets hers at Mayo's.
Yeah.
Mayos, okay.
The only
Thank
thing to know is I don't advise people to use that on indoor plants
No.
Oh no, it
because it
smells.
smells to high heaven, but outdoors it only lasts like a half an hour.
Yeah.
The smell.
Yeah.
It dissipates really quickly outdoors. Um, and it is a pretty gentle, I think it's pretty balanced on the nutrients.
Yeah.
Amaryllis really love it. If you've got amaryllis
Yeah.
bulbs outside you're trying to nurture.
But even a granular fertilizer, you know, works just something with low numbers, not high numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
And if your check your mulch, has your mulch gotten thin? And if it has, refresh it. What is it? Broken plant parts can be cut off,
Mhm.
you know, so you can do cleanup.
And-
Weeding is always an issue,
Sure.
especially, what is it? Actually, the only weed that's doing really good in my garden is purslane, you know, because it's a succulent. And I'm thinking about harvesting some and cooking it, but I did some last year. It was good.
The Bermuda grass is doing really well.
Bermuda grass, yes, just don't cut it too short.
Yeah.
Even Bermuda grass, you don't want to cut really short this time of year. Yeah, our lawn actually looks pretty decent, except for the patch right over our septic tank. That's when I know the soil is getting really dry, is when I can see our septic tank. Because there's a, let me look, I'll double check, because I think we still have the brown shadow. Oh yeah. There's a brown rectangle in our yard that's right over the septic tank. That's because the soil isn't as deep there, and it's been, you know, really thoroughly disturbed and fluffed up there when they installed the septic tank. Okay, but if anyone has any questions still, what is it? We can stay on a couple minutes later since we got started late because of the little bit of craziness. And
Technology. Yeah.
technology issues.
Amy
Excuse
does
me.
so much as host behind the scenes with technology, and we're trying to lighten the burden a little bit. So we're working
Yeah.
on transferring that to one of us,
Well, also,
which
I'm
is good.
scheduled to be at Market Square some Saturdays later this year and at other events. And the connection there and the amount of attention I have to give to our gardening tips show doesn't really work for me to host from Market Square. And so
Plus, probably the Wi-Fi is not very good. Yeah.
the Wi-Fi is not good there. And so it just doesn't work. And so we're trying to figure out how one of our other team members can host. And so if anyone knows what is it, it's something to do with privacy permissions that wasn't working today. If anyone knows how to work that out, so things would be, everyone could see them
Yeah.
when there's a different person hosting. We would
Yeah.
love for that.
Yeah.
We would love to know that information. So put
We
it
may
in the
have
comments
to
under
do
this
some
post and we'll see
yeah.
it.
We may have to do some experimenting in the middle of the week again.
Yep, so you might see us experimenting to see if we can get this to work. What is it? She
Susan
had
said she had
sweet potato slips to plant. How deep should you plant them? For those, I would plant them around. Okay, so are they in water now? Is the question, or are they in dirt? If they're in water, I would plant them. You have the roots coming out, you have the stem. I would plant them where the roots are in the ground, and maybe an inch of the stem is in the ground. And that should work for sweet potatoes.
And if they're in soil already?
About the depth they're planted in if they're in soil. So that's what I would do with it, how I would handle that. And for at least that first week or two, be sure to keep them well watered. You probably want to water them. If it's in the 90s, I would water them every day. And the first couple days when you plant them, they will wilt. Just that's transplant
And
shock.
water them in the morning, not in the afternoon.
Yeah, water them in the morning if you can.
Yeah.
And they will go through transplant shock, so they will wilt the first couple days, but should recover after a few days. And then as days go on, back off on the watering.
Yeah, and if you can
And if it rains, you don't need to
put a little
water.
shade over them for
Yeah, you could give them a little umbrella, and that
Yeah.
would help them.
Yeah.
And, or even just anything to block the particularly the afternoon sun.
Yeah.
And
Will help
Susan,
them.
I'm all about dual purpose edibles. If you don't
Yep.
know already, you can eat the greens, the leaves, and the
Mhm.
sweet potatoes and cook them.
Yes,
Plus, the leaves are beautiful.
they are.
I use them a lot of times, edible ones, as out in my planters out in the front, and they grow over the edge, and they're beautiful.
Yeah. I'm actually, well, I bought them last year, but I actually kept them alive inside. But I bought they've got some new varieties that are supposed to be ornamental and edible. The series is called Treasure Island.
Yeah.
And so I got one with chartreuse leaves, that looks like the Marguerite ornamental ones. And so I've got those in one of my planters right now. And I'll take a picture for next week.
Absolutely, because they're
Nice.
gorgeous.
And they're supposed to be a more white-fleshed sweet potato.
Right.
So we'll see how those turn out.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you all. And I think it's time to wrap up, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. Well, have a great week in your garden and
Have a great week.
happy gardening, everyone.
Happy gardening.
Bye.
Bye.